PlayStation's Herman Holst told Wired in an interview that there are, and this just continues to show their strategy that we've talked about here multiple times now. They have 25 first-party titles in development currently for PlayStation 5. As, again, first-party, not 25 exclusives, 25 first-party titles in development for the PlayStation 5. Half of those are new IPs. That's some major numbers.
Yeah.
For both new IPs and first-party titles. So they are very much all in on this. You know, we've got the games. Most of these are likely to be exclusives. We've got the games, and that's what they're going to run with. That's their primary tool to fight off Microsoft's Game Pass. Now, how many of those are not indie games? Fucking God only knows. You can say something like 25 games and, 18 of them could be indie titles being internally worked on. But all the same, that's substantial. And we'll have to wait and see. Are there any kind of like old Sony titles that you enjoyed that you'd like to see make a comeback here? Because they've got a deep fucking stable of first-party shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Or most of your games that you're interested in, are most of them third-party titles at this point?
I'm just not really interested in many games, man. Like I only ever really get excited about Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the stage where it's just like, if they come out with something that looks interesting, then, I'll give it a rip. But I don't really have any games where I'm like, man, I wish they could do that. The only thing I'm excited for right now is to see what Frost Giant makes with their RTS.
Yeah.
Like that really excites me. Outside of that, man, like I'm just not a casual gamer anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming most of what you're looking for is because at this point in your old age, you're looking for a tight, concise 8 to 12 hour
experiences.
I just want
that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in these expansive multiplayers and this, just this
60 hour.
Yeah, that ain't it for me. I'm just, for other people, sure, I get it. But for me, that ain't it.
Yeah,
Give me a max 20-hour game, max. And it better be a damn good 20-hour game. I mean, a fucking damn good. Like, I'm kind of like, between 8 and 12 hours is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
Give me that, or give me a solid indie 6-hour experience that I can play in one sitting, and I'm in.
Yeah, if you're talking a first like a single player experience and you're not talking multiplayer fluff or whatever the fuck else, 8 to 12 hours is great. For most games. There are exceptions where 16 to 20 hours for stuff that's a little bit more, we want to call it RPG-ish, where there's more character development, which is normally what you require the extra time to get in, is good. But like you said, if you're hitting 20 hours or north of 20 hours, God forbid, you better be fucking crushing that 20 hours from beginning to end with no dead air. And I agree with that. Now, there were times where longer games, not just because of the time when you're younger, you have more disposable time to just plow into games, but even back then, a lot of the good games were fairly short. They were 8 to 12 hours. They weren't too long. Then there were the titles that were longer, but I don't know. Maybe it might be nostalgia, but I feel like the longer games back then were more substantive, they had more substance than the long games now. Like if you look at games that were in the 20 to 30, like let's call it like a Parasite Eve or some shit, for example.
Dude, you know what's crazy is when you said, is there any games that you're
Parasite Eve, one of them?
That shit came right, like that was the first game that came to my mind. It's like, man, I wouldn't mind a Parasite Eve game. Like
I'd fucks with a Parasite Eve game.
I wouldn't mind seeing what they do with that.
I wonder who owns the license for Parasite Eve.
I'm not sure, but I swear to God, when you said that, that was the first game that came to my mind.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. And then even though nobody else would play it, give me a remake of Galarians.
I'd be down for Galarians as well.
Release me! Dude, we watched that fucking intro video like it was a movie.
Yep.
Over and over and over again.
It was a movie back then, man.
That's true. It was. It was. If you've never played Galarians out there, guys, all right.
I have a copy.
Yeah, I've got a black label copy here myself. I mean, we bought it. When we went to Montreal. Remember, bought it in Montreal.
And you bought it for what, like $60 or $70?
$40.
Dude, I wonder how much that game's going for right now.
Black label. It's in pretty good shape. I wouldn't say it's fucking mint, but it's in pretty good shape. I think the disc is good. It's just the case, obviously. Those old plastic cases don't do well over time.
Galarians.
Galerer.
Oh, yeah.
IANS, I think.
All right, there it is.
What are we going for?
I want to see what the most recent ones have sold for here.
I doubt it's gone up that much.
Oh, dude, retro. My collection has gone up like 30% in the last year.
Hot damn.
Yeah. This year's.
It's such an obscure game. Like, there's so many people I know that I've mentioned it, and nobody's even fucking heard of it before.
Price, condition. Why isn't it? Why? Anyway, yeah, I'll let you know here in a sec.
Yeah, so I'd go for a Galarians. I'd go for a Parasite Eve. I'd go for
just use my app. It'll tell me.
Man, what else? What else is in that cat? I mean, I'm still waiting for a fucking Legend of Dragoon redo. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me the Legend of Dragoon. It still desperately needs to. That's the game we need. Fuck a Final Fantasy VII remake. Give me Legend of Dragoon. I want that, or at the very least, give me a Japanese RPG that utilizes the same combat system, because that combat system was fire. That definitely needs to happen at some point. Legend of Dragoon prequel. I like how you think, Quillix.
The Legend of Dragoon prequel.
Yeah, because I mean, there was in the game like Legend of Dragoon, you know, the cutscenes and stuff. They go back and they show like the war and stuff that was happening beforehand. And,
so yeah, Galarians $120.
Damn, tripled the value. Let's go.
$120. Yep, $120.
Let's go. Big money.
There you
Selling
go.
it now, buying a house.
Done.
Did they even have a green label for Galarians? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think it's all black. Yeah, it's all black label.
All black label. Hit Nomura with a shovel if he tries to go near Legend of Dragoon. Exactly. Or literally, I don't know, a mace. Or a truncheon. Or a car, if you need to. Just keep him away from Legend of Dragoon. But yeah, definitely Parasite Eve, I think. And I'm pretty sure Parasite Eve would be on the short list of, if they have the ability to do it, that would be like a game that would happen. But we will see when the time comes, because the remakes and remasters are all the rage right now. So we'll have to wait and see what pops up.